since this is my first baby, so it was very difficult for me. Like I don't know how to, like how to feed her or anything. Even though when I was in the hospital, I was like told how to do like this, how to feed and all that. But still, like when you come home, you're alone.
Hey guys, since you're tuning into this episode of Mom Talks with Krista. All right, so when I first set out to do this show, we kind of started small. We started with a lot of local like influencers or people in the industry, moms that were in the group. And as we got bigger, I thought it would be so cool just to spread Mom Talks out worldwide, start talking to moms from all over the world to create this connection, to see how moms are in different countries, what struggles are the same, what struggles are different, how do they do different things, how is breastfeeding here versus another country. I just thought, it'd be really great just to, expand Mom Talks as much as we can. So I'm so excited for today's guest. We are going all the way to Maldives to talk to Nawa, who found us on Instagram. And, we kind of talked through there. She had our lactation cookies and we were just would chat on Instagram a little bit. And so I invited her on just to kind of share motherhood in Maldives, share what life is like. And because I think we're all familiar with Maldives, seeing the sandy beaches and we see the pretty pictures online. It's such a big tourist destination, but I thought it'd be just so cool to have her on and share what it's like growing up there and what it's like living there and becoming a mom. So we're just going to dive right in and talk to Nawa from Maldives. So enjoy this little journey that we go on today. All right, we are here with Nawa and she lives in Maldives, and I'm so excited to get to talk to you just about everything. I mean, from, breastfeeding to your culture in Maldives. And I'm just so excited to talk to you. So just to get started, can you just kind of tell us a little bit about you and what you do, and we'll kind of go from there.
I live with my family here, my mom, my sister, and then we have my husband and my daughter living with us. So we live together. I have been living with my mom since since I was born. Like we never want to live separately. It's very difficult for us.
Is that do you think that's more common where you live, or is it kind of just like within your family more common to kind of?
No, it's actually common here. Like we live mostly with our parents.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Oh, very cool. So tell me about life in Maldives. What's it like growing up there? What's something that's really unique to Maldives and your culture there?
Our country is actually very famous for the white sandy beaches. Yeah. And we are very welcoming. We are very warm. We are very friendly. And what can I say? This country is so famous. Mostly everyone knows about this place. I love how beautiful this country is. And I believe that whoever comes here, we just give our very best, out of everything, just to make them feel happy and to feel them comfortable here.
Yeah, it's definitely a top visitor country. Is that that's correct, right? Yeah, it's I always see gorgeous pictures. I know a lot of people over there, and there's so much to do. I always wondered what it would be living in a tourist kind of country.
I know people just dream here, dream to come here, and we are already living here.
Yeah. So every day for you is waking up in paradise.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah. So are you guys currently in summer season, or are you?
No, actually we have only the rainy and the summer here.
Okay.
Mostly these days, end of the year, usually it's raining.
Oh, really? Okay. All right. Interesting. So let's kind of talk about what it's like raising a family there, and kind of just talk about your personal experience. I know you have a daughter. So what's it been like, raising your family there, and just some different like cultures maybe in your family that has kind of been brought down to you, and how you kind of are starting to parent?
It's tough, but Maldives is beautiful country, geographically divided into a small, like we come from a very small island. We are coming here after studies to live here, to start our life, to give a better future to our kids. Like those days, it was very different. Like the wife will stay at home looking after the kids. But now, like the mom and dad, they will go together to raise the kids. We have to work because not everyone is born with the gold spoon. Yeah, to give a better life, we are working.
Mm-hmm. Is that what you think is the biggest difference between like your generation and like your parents' generation, is now both providers or both parents are providing?
Yes, I think since the time I remember, my mom have been working since, I don't know, maybe I was born or something, because she wanted to give us a better life.
Mm-hmm.
And until today, she is still working because the women here want to be like really independent. They just want to go with the flow.
Yeah. No, I think that's awesome. That's really cool that it's like, because yeah, I think here too, it was kind of like our parents' generation, and then like my grandparents' generation, it's very like the women were more likely to stay home, and the men worked. But I think it's becoming a little more, it's definitely changing with each generation a little bit more and more. Of course, it's different with every family too. So it's cool to hear about how it's changing for you guys as well. So you said you are still living in the same house with your parents that you grew up in. So what was like the biggest adjustment for you becoming a mom, and kind of still living with your parents and kind of making that adjustment to a mom now?
I think actually, like watching her to grow like so fast, I want to be like the closest person to her where she can share everything with me.
Mm-hmm.
Not like she just want to, like she's scared or something. I mean, I was a person who was able to share everything with my mother. So like that, I want to have the same kind of relationship, the bond with her as well.
Mm-hmm. So what do you think like has been your kind of like the hardest part through motherhood? Like what were your biggest struggles and adjustments that you had to like overcome?
It's very difficult actually. I am a working person. So for me to adjust I mean like same time to balance the work life and also to give time to my daughter, it's very difficult. Sometimes she'll be like crying. And also since she was born during the pandemic, so we have been now, I mean, I have been at home for 9 months. I have been working from home. So
Mm-hmm.
sometimes when I'm working, I can hear her crying. She is like, she wants me, she needs me. So like it's very difficult for me to, like to balance the both life, like the mom life and then the work life.
So you mentioned you had your daughter during the pandemic. So I'm just so curious, like what has that been like for you guys in Maldives? Like how have you guys adjusted to this kind of new normal? And what was your birth like? Would you guys have new regulations and things that you had to follow?
Yeah, my daughter was born in the March, and that time the like it wasn't like this. I mean, it was slowly the cases were increasing, and then since then the government has actually put some restrictions like mm, we can't. I mean, not everyone can go to the hospital. On like I remember like my family, my relatives, they were like so mad at me for not letting me them in the hospital to see the baby. Like when I brought her to the home also, it like they were like calling me and telling me like, why can't I let them in, because they just want to see the baby. But it was my newborn, so I was like really scared for her. I don't want like anything to happen to her, obviously, right? So yeah, I think it was like really challenging for me.
Yeah. Yeah, I can only imagine like already with, becoming a parent during this time, but during a pandemic when,
Yeah.
all these
And
new things coming out.
then we had the lockdown, I think after 1 month, and then we have been at home for like maybe 4 months or something. And then still I did not take my daughter out. So like when I used to go for the vaccine or something, she'll be like crying when she see other people. It's like a new thing for her, right?
Yeah, because she's probably just so used to being at home right now.
Yeah, so she thought this is the only world, like inside the house, only her mom, dad, her grandma, and her aunt. That's all.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm so interested because every country has had its way of like dealing with the pandemic and setting different rules and stuff. So I know like a lot of moms out here, like they weren't able to, I mean, some weren't even allowed to bring their husband or their partner to the hospital.
Yeah,
Um,
I was lucky. Like that time, it was not like this. I
because you were
can
like right
imagine.
at the beginning.
Hmm.
Let's kind of talk about, so you were in the hospital, your husband did get to come, and then once you went home, you start breastfeeding. What were the hardest parts about breastfeeding, and what did you kind of like learn through your struggles with breastfeeding?
Sometimes, like it was, since this is my first baby, so it was very difficult for me. Like I don't know how to, like how to feed her or anything. Even though when I was in the hospital, I was like told how to do like this, how to feed and all that. But still, like when you come home, you're alone. Like yeah, my mom was there, so she was also helping. But I think like when you're new for something, you just need some time, and I think you're the only person who can teach you, like, right? Not anyone else can do that.
Hmm. Do you guys have like a lot of like community support, or like obviously this could all be like before the pandemic, because I know a lot of things have changed, like even out here a lot of classes and hospital support have all kind of moved virtual. So did you have that kind of like support for like breastfeeding, or just different kind of like classes or support to kind of move into motherhood?
No, actually, we don't have anything like that here. It's just that when you give birth and when you are at the hospital, from there they will just tell what to do and all that. We don't have any kind of like a community or something, like where they can aware you of something or like that. I just did my research and then I just went through the Google, like how to help myself, because there were some days that I had like so many things in my mind that no one can actually answer, or like no one can help me with. So yeah, I think the Google was the everything for me.
Yeah. I mean, sometimes I think that's all it takes is like just kind of seeing, what's out there. Yeah. Googling, seeing other people's experience and getting help that way. Um,
Yeah.
yeah, that's awesome. And I think it's so cool that you guys had that you have your family around you. So you have support from your mom and your aunts close by you. Because I think that's a huge thing to have that community, close knit community around you.
My mom was there always for me.
What kind of advice do you have? I know a lot of moms, you know, I think when I originally wrote this question, I wrote it about breastfeeding, but especially being a mom that had, her baby during the pandemic. I know there's a lot of moms right now that are currently pregnant and still kind of anxious or nervous about it. So, what kind of advice do you have for moms that are currently pregnant or just had a baby in the pandemic that are kind of feeling a little bit of stress and a little bit of worry because of everything going on?
What I can say is that it's just you who knows the best for your kid. No one else will know. Like, do what's just best for you both, what works for you both. And it's not easy. Breastfeeding is not easy. I know how many hours I have been like awake feeding my baby, and still I don't want to be like giving up. I want to continue like as long as she wants. I have been scared maybe one day I might not be able to do this, but then what I feel is like it's just what she needs. Like, like we have to give her this. We just can't stop just because it's difficult for us, or maybe there's no other way for us.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Just kind of thinking it as, this is what she needs right now and, doing everything you can.
Yeah, maybe like tomorrow also when she grow up, we can sleep, we can enjoy, we can go wherever we want. But this time won't come back, right?
So what's something that you've like learned about yourself through, whether it's through pregnancy or through becoming a mom?
What I have learned was that like you have to learn yourself, not like you have to go and ask everything from someone, and then maybe that person is going to be with you like each and every second, like how to do this, how to do that, and all that. It's just you have to work yourself and to learn, like to figure out which way is the best for you.
Yeah, I've heard that a lot in my interviews where so many women get overwhelmed by all the information out there and they read, everything. And when it comes down to it, I mean, kind of like our brand, mommy knows best. When it comes down to it, it's, what's best for your baby. And it's good to kind of take pieces of information, but ultimately, what's going to work best for your schedule, your family, and your baby. So just like a little like update, what is the COVID situation kind of like right now in Maldives? Like, are you guys able to go out a little bit to like public places, or is it very controlled where you guys go?
Yeah, the COVID situation right now in Maldives like under control. Like we had, I think, maybe 41 deaths here. Though, like I think 2 to 3 months back, there was like maybe more than 100 positive cases here. But now mostly here is like 10 or maybe sometimes 8. So that much is control. But when people are going around, they wear the mask.
Mhm.
And when we go to the restaurants and cafe, there's a way we can sanitize ourselves. And when we are going with the baby, they will sanitize the high chair as well.
Okay, cool. So it seems like it's getting much better for you guys then, and awesome. Yeah, it's so interesting. Like every country is kind of doing their own thing right now. So I'm always just
Yeah.
curious to see, yeah, what people are doing. How are you navigating being a new mom during this kind of like crazy time that we're living in?
First of all, I'm very much concentrate about the post baby return to work. But since the related authorities have told us that if you can work while staying at home, then it's actually the best during this time. But it has been very challenging to balance the, like as I have said, the mom life and the work life as well. And my family, my husband, they are like really supporting. Like every day, every morning when I wake up, my husband will be taking care of the baby until I be like until I finish my office work, until I finish like doing my workout. Then my mom will be also helping him as well.
That's awesome that you're able to like work from home. I think that's such an awesome benefit about, certain jobs, especially in this climate, everything going on right now. So did you always work from home before all this, or were you in an office?
No, I was in the office until I had my labor pain.
Oh, really?
I was there, yeah. I was working until the last minute, I remember. And then I couldn't go that day. I couldn't go to the office because I was like having so much pain. And the next day I ended up giving birth.
Oh my gosh. Oh wow. And it, like the timing, like with everything going on, it was like the timing for you was like perfect because you were able to like before, before a lot of the craziness. And I'm sure, Maldives was, since you guys are smaller, it didn't get, too out of hand, but that sounds like at least you were able to, work from home right away. And you guys,
Yeah.
how it is like maternity leave and all that work by you?
Here, actually, we get 6 months of maternity leave in the government sector. But since I am working in a private place, we get like 3 months.
Okay.
Yeah. And then I was lucky to get 4 months because I, my management was like really nice and they let me take 1 more month. And then I was like scared when my maternity was going to end. I was like so scared, like my baby's too small, I don't want to go. And then the COVID situation came. Actually, I was lucky. I'm still lucky I am at home with my 9 months old.
Yeah. Yeah, that's amazing because
Mm.
I think, yeah, there's so many people now that are figuring out that they can do their jobs at home and now you get to be around, and be there for your daughter.
Yeah. Yeah, before the situation came, maybe some people were thinking it's actually a must, you should go to the office and do your work.
Hmm.
But because of this COVID, I am sure that most of the people will be like thinking, like, why should I go to office when I can work from home?
Exactly.
Maybe so many people have actually figured out like how they are going to do it. Like maybe before they did not had any idea about this.
Yeah, exactly. I think a lot of jobs are kind of morphing into this new thing where they're kind of realizing like a lot of people can work from home, if you don't need to be at the office. So I know we've kind of done that here. A lot of us, Mommy knows best, we've started working from home. I was at the office for a little bit, but we have a really small team. So we've kind of just, kind of bounced around. But I can definitely see, especially with having a young baby, that would be, really nice
Yeah.
to be able to do that. Cut out all that commute time and, extra time away. So that's awesome. Well, so what do you say is the best part about being a mom?
You might like experience the small moments that can't be explained. I believe like the time flies. You never know like when your baby will grow up. So just enjoy the small moments. You never know this time won't come back.
I always like to end these interviews with, I call them fun thinking questions. And it's kind of just to get different perspective of different moms. So my first question is, if you could have a billboard made today where you could share one tip with moms everywhere, what would you have it say?
Honestly, just don't listen to anyone else. Just do what your heart says.
Do what your heart says. Perfect.
Yeah.
That's great. What advice would you give to moms that are in a hard spot right now?
This is just a phase. It will go. You know, we all have been there. And from there we are learning. And yeah, you're doing a great job and obviously you're the best.
Yeah, I love that. So let's talk a little bit about where everyone can find you on Instagram. I know you have amazing pictures and amazing tips for moms about breastfeeding, about I think you have tips for like feet, like weaning, and you've got tons of amazing pictures too. So
Yeah.
I can find you on Instagram and just talk a little bit more about what you have on your page.
I wish I could have started this a bit earlier when, obviously I did not had time when I had my baby, like to post pictures or anything. So I am actually trying to help the people who are actually struggling with weaning, breastfeeding. I am trying my best to help everyone. Anyone who comes with like a problem or something, I just try to help them. Like now I'm a person who posts videos of weaning and all that, but I wish like maybe I could have started this a bit earlier when I was breastfeeding, so I could have helped so many people. When I was scared of like my milk supply would go low or something, there was no one actually I could ask for help. It was just Google, and I just did my research and everything. From there, I just went to this moment like lactation cookies, and I believe when I bought it, it just helped my life. And that's the way I am actually trying to help others as well, like to help people. I know there's like no way, I mean, not everyone will know how to like to buy all this and everything, so I'm just trying to help everyone, like maybe I can bring something, I mean what I have been using, and then let people know what is this, to give them knowledge. That's how I want to help everyone.
Yeah, definitely. And I think, you're doing such a good job of that already. Because I mean, I see like when you share about, your breastfeeding journey, or I know you shared about Mommy Knows Best lactation cookies. And I've gotten like messages from people in Maldives asking about the lactation cookies and just different like tips and stuff. And so I think you're already kind of raising that awareness. So I think it's amazing what you're doing, because there's so many, I think there's so many countries still that don't have either access to, the knowledge or support when it comes to breastfeeding, or boosting your milk supply. So I think that's so cool what you're doing, because everything you kind of show is helping, your followers and people around you. So I think that's awesome.
Yeah, I don't want any person like to feel like they like, what am I going to do, like how am I going to do anything like that. So when someone comes to my page or my blog, I want everyone to know like that this is the place where I want, like where I can get help. This is a person who can help me and tell me what to do, like that.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and I think that's the whole thing with like the reason why we started this show is because like so many moms and women out there have so many things that they've gone through or they've learned, and I like want to give them like a space to be able to share their story, because I think there's so many moms out there going through the same exact thing, but they don't know where to go. And so like by you and by all these other women sharing their stories, it's going to help so many women, that are going through the same thing. Maybe not now, but maybe they will in a little bit. And then they'll be like,
Yeah.
hey, I remember hearing about that. So yeah, so I think it's amazing what you're doing. I think it's really great.
Yeah, thank you.
Yeah. Awesome. So where can everyone find you on Instagram? Like what's your Instagram handle if they want to go ahead and give you a follow there?
My Instagram is like Royal Wildcat, and in from Arabic, I have written Fatmat Nawa.
Awesome. And I'll link it below too for everyone that is watching or listening on the podcast. We'll definitely put all your links there. And is there any other social media links or pages that they can follow you on?
No, right now I'm just like going through with my Instagram because I don't have too much time for like everything.
I bet. I know. I'm sure. I know you've got so much going on right now. Instagram is pretty much where it's at anyways. So that's awesome. Yes, we'll definitely link it below, and so everyone can check out your page and see all the different tips that you share as well, and see the beautiful pictures of Maldives.
Yay!
Awesome. Well, thank you so much for coming on. I'm really glad we were able to figure out a time, because I know the time difference is crazy between the two of us.
I know we have been like trying so hard to get on this.
I know. I was like, there's got to be a time that's going to work. So yeah, awesome. Well, thank you so much for coming on. I really appreciate it. Hey guys, if you found this or any episode of Mom Talks with Krista helpful, please like, comment, subscribe, and of course, share it with your friends. We release new videos every single Wednesday, and our new podcast is out every single Thursday. So lots of different ways you can catch us. And of course, if you're not following us on our socials, go ahead and follow us there. We've got tons of new content for you every single day. And finally, if you're watching this and doubting yourself, you're doing a great job. So thanks so much for watching, and I'll see you next week.